Hey everyone, let's talk about Fred the Vampire Accountant. This is an urban fantasy paranormal series written by Drew Hayes, and I listened to the audiobooks narrated by Kirby Heyborne, which I highly recommend because the audiobooks are very well done and I really enjoy the voices and the life that Kirby Heyborne breathes into the characters. Currently there are 4 books out in the series: The Utterly Uninteresting and Unadventurous Tales of Fred the Vampire, Undeath and Taxes, Blood Acquisitions, and The Fangs of Freeland. The series is basically a collection of short stories or short adventures of Fred, and even though there are no new books announced, there may be more coming. So what is this about? As I already mentioned, this is a paranormal urban fantasy set in today's world, and in the first story we meet Fred, who woke up one day finding himself being a vampire, but because he's a nice person and an accountant, he doesn't really know what to do, and he is very disappointed that his life isn't all of a sudden glamorous and exciting. So he does what he always did. He quits his day job, starts his own company, and does people's taxes. In the first story that we meet him, he goes to his high school reunion, because that's what you do, right? You go to your high school reunions and hope that everything turns out well. And of course it never does. In Fred's case, this means that there was a gang of werewolves who wanted to kill his classmate. Now, even though Fred is a vampire and should be feared, he's rather a nice person, so he tries to help all his friends, or not friends because he didn't really have friends at school, but he still tries to save as many people as he can. And in doing this, he meets his old classmate Crystal, who he was friends with in school, and finds out that she's an agent, and all of a sudden learns a lot more about the paranormal world than he knew, even though he was part of it. And that's the beginning of the series and also the tone. We get to know more and more about the paranormal world as Fred learns more about the paranormal world and the paranormal creatures and the rules and guidelines, and also the agents, which is basically the police for paranormal people. This is basically how the whole series continues. We have short adventures where Fred meets new people, meets new paranormal creatures, learns more about the world, and makes friends, is nice, and does taxes and accounting stuff. And that happens in all 4 books. Every story is finished and can be read on its own. But I do recommend reading them in order, because sometimes you meet a character that you hadn't known before that was introduced in another story before. And also Fred gets more and more part of this world and gets more important in this world, and it's really interesting to see. What I really like about this series is how it is written continuously stable. There is no change in the characters that is unexpected. Fred is always true to himself. He stays the same person. He learns and develops, but he doesn't change. And I like that he stays nice and he stays his true accountant self. I also like all the other characters that we get to meet and how we get introduced into this whole world that is just happening alongside of our normal world. And I really enjoy how it's not super adventurous, how it's not super bloody, how it's not super cruel and dramatic, but just short stories where you have a short adventure with a cast of characters that you really get to like over the course of time. So if you like urban fantasy, if you like paranormal creatures, if you like adventure stories, I recommend this series. Just dive into it. Give the first one a try, and I guarantee you want to continue hearing more about those characters. And if you have already read Fred the Vampire Accountant, let me know in comments what you like about it, who's your favorite character, and everything you want to share. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.